World Spaceflight News Special Report.
Okay, so my second cutesy notation, right? The dragon behind the smoke. So knowledge of a mature system versus the uncertainty of a promising new idea, right? So Orion, we built, had challenges with, but still flew successfully the EFT-1 heat shield, right? But it was enough of a technical challenge, there were enough program challenges that motivated a change. So we had this challenge we knew, the dragon we knew, right? We don't want to fight that dragon. We want to give me a different dragon. Well, we've got this other one that we think might be good, but it's kind of clouded by immature design, right? We're not sure what we're going to get into yet. And when you first start out, that's always the case, right? A proposed system is always less known than a known system, right? It's obvious. And when you start to kind of brush away the smoke, you might find a different dragon than the one you initially thought you had, right? I'm not saying Orion is here, but this is something to keep in mind, as it were. Consider it a lesson, right? You can never bank on a proposed future system being exactly what it's sold to be. One of the other things that I feel like is important to point out that it's really driven home is this idea of separating technical and programmatic constraints, right? It's kind of like trying to get to Neverland because they're always coupled, right? In the case of Orion, changing the heat shield architecture after a successful flight test is really trading one set of technical challenges for another set of technical challenges in pursuit of programmatic advantage, right? I mean, that's kind of the end of the day where we are. Orion, the program, is looking for a workable balance at that program level. Workable balance does not equal optimal in any one sort of evaluation metric. It's not going to be the perfect technical solution. It's not going to be the perfect programmatic solution. It's a workable balance. And that's what projects try and do. Each organization and the sub-teams within each organization is going to weight different metrics differently. The program wants to be sort of technically good enough or technically responsive to what it's been asked to do within the budget and cost constraints it's been given. What's every other hearing on Capitol Hill about? Why are you costing so much? Why are you taking so much time, right? If there's a contract involved or a contractor involved, all of those program desires have to be translated into contract language, and that's what the contractor has to deliver on. So the contractor does whatever's in their contract, right? It's difficult to get a large contractor to exceed requirements, right? Because that costs more money, which is what the program was trying to do in the first place, is not spend that money. You've got engineering communities who, if they're trying to decouple this technical programmatic thing, will be proposing the best technical solution irregardless of the cost, right? Best technical solution no matter what it takes. I would love the best technical solution. Everybody would love the best technical solution, right? It's a matter of fitting that into the box you've been given as a program to operate with in both time and money. And as always, whenever you've got challenges, there's the whatever my idea is the best idea, right? And that's out there too. So all of these things kind of balance, and it's been quite interesting to see how these have played out through the Orion experience to get to where we are today. So despite substantial challenges, right, Orion flew EFT-1 very successfully. Those flight test objectives were satisfied, almost in total. The evaluations we're doing now of that vehicle, particularly the heat shield, are going to be the first publicly available data set on a human-capable ablative system since Apollo. Okay? So there's other crewed ablative systems flying now, commercial crew systems, et cetera. Those data sets are not nearly as extensive, and they are not going to be publicly available. This will be the first one since Apollo, and it is going to be an exciting data set. Already kind of seeing and being a part of developing it, it's going to be tremendous. Set out your PhD thesis plans now. The other thing, to kind of leave with is every engineering effort is very coupled, right? You have the technical, you have the programmatic, and you have the risk. And none of these things can be treated separately, right? You may attack them with separate groups or whatever, but at some point they all have to come together. What works for one program may not work for another program, and in any of these things, right? A technical solution of one program may be great, it may not work in the programmatic constraints of another, or in the risk appetite or posture of another. And it's very interesting to observe how all these things interplay and how all of these organizations interplay, and has been interesting on Orion. So that picture of Earth there is taken during the EFT-1 mission. I always like to point out it's quite a bit smaller than what you see on NASA TV going by under the space station. So it's an exciting time. I think that we're going to have a great path forward on Orion. I'm excited to see where it goes. So thank you very much.